Welcome students. In this video, we will learn about the fundamentals of library and information science as described in the MDC syllabus under West Bengal State University. One thing we should remember that this is a lucid and very basic level of instruction that we are providing here and customized it for the MDC students, and there should be a statutory warning that this video is not fit with the syllabus of BLIS or MLIS or others. Okay, so let's start. Today, in this discussion, we would start with the lesson plan, that is, firstly, the library, as because we are studying the library and information science, so we should know what the library is. So its definition, its types, and the services that are provided by the libraries and the resources with which a library is developed. And secondly, what would be the outcome of the study? Firstly, we would learn to understand the definition and the types of the libraries and to know the service provided by different type of libraries, and finally experiencing some information sources including the digital resources inside the library. So start with the definition. There are different definitions of a library, but we have gathered a definition from some well-known resources. Firstly, from the Oxford Dictionary, it tells us a building or room containing collections of books, periodicals, and sometimes films and recorded music for using or borrowing by the public or the members of an institution. So here the collection of books, you know about the books, and periodicals means the document that publish in a regular interval, means it may be journals, magazines, etc. Sometimes films and recorded music. So here you can understand that not only the books or journal with which the library deals, but also any embodiment of thought that may be treated as document and preserved and served by the library for the borrowing of the public or the members of the particular institution. It is not for exhibiting or preserving. It is for using by the members or the public. Secondly, from the Merriam-Webster dictionary, it tells us that library is a place in which literary, musical, artistic, or reference material such as books, manuscript, recording, or films are kept for use but not for sale. So here 2 points are different from the other definition. One is manuscript and another one is not for sale. Remember that in any kind of library, the books or any other documents are not for sale. It is for the use of the public or its member. And secondly, the manuscript. You know, the manuscript is a basic handwritten or draft material of a final document. So in case of manuscript of a well-known person, the manuscript is a worthy one. As for example, if we have an experience of getting touch with the manuscript of Rabindranath Tagore, that will be a lifetime experience for us. Such kind of manuscript is talking about. Thirdly, the Oxford Companion Dictionary tells us that library is a collection of books, periodicals, and or other materials primarily written or printed. The next one is Harrod Librarian's Glossary and Reference Book. Here, the book has described the definition of library in four components. Firstly, it tells us about its origin, that is the liber, which means a book. The Latin word liber is the original word from where the term library has been originated. In the second point, it tells us that a place or building, room or room set apart from keeping the books. Thirdly, a collection of books and other literary material kept for reading, studying and consultation. And finally, a collection of films, photographs and other non-book materials, plastic or metal tapes, discs and programs. So here it is important that according to Harold's Librarian Glossary and Reference Book, CD, floppy and a collection of programs may also be part of a library. So secondly, we will see the types of different libraries. Primarily, we can differentiate the library according to their nature or the type of user they cater. Firstly, as we are all associated with, the first one is academic library. Secondly, the public library, and finally, the special library. Again, the academic library can be subdivided into the hierarchy of our education level. That is, school library associated with schools, college libraries are associated with the colleges, and the university libraries are associated with the universities. So these are the academic libraries, and public library is a type of library where any person, irrespective of his or her gender, race, caste, religion, can use the resources or the knowledge resources. Special library are the type of library where either the special category of material are preserved and used, or special type of user are the members of that particular library. These are the different types of library we can generally find. And in case of public library, the basic unit of public library is the rural library. When the West Bengal, in case of West Bengal, we can say the basic unit of public library system is the rural library, and then the town library, subdivision library, district library, and the state central library. And finally, in in India, the biggest public library is the National Library, which is located in the Alipur of Kolkata. So these are the types. Now, if we see what type of services we can provide in the library or a user can expect from the library. First one is a circulation service. You know that circulation is a process of giving and taking. You are all acquainted with this particular service, at least from your college library. When you issuing a book or returning a book, the entire process is known as the circulation. This is a circulation of books from user to library and from library to user. The second one is reference services. You know in your school days that reference books are the books which you generally are used for beyond your school books. But in case of library, the reference service is something when you do not get or do you want any information beyond your knowledge, then you can ask for this particular information to the library, and library from different reference sources or reference tools can provide such kind of information. As for example, if you want to know the longitude or latitude of Kolkata, and in the age of Google, it is very easy to find it out, but when the service was initiated at that time, there is no internet, no computer, so that particular type of services was very popular among the people or the members of a particular library. Third one is reprography. Reprography, you all know that is the reproduction services. That is generally we are calling it as photocopying service. But here there is some copyright issue is there, and library provide this reprography service by obeying the copyright issues. Next one is the internet access. You know, in most of the cases, we generally depends on the online information nowadays. So internet service is very essential for any kind of library, particularly when we are talking about the academic libraries. The internet access and or the internet service is literally mandatory nowadays. Next one is the career corner. Most of the higher education students are willing to progress either horizontally or vertically. So if anyone wants to sit for the different competitive examination for the jobs, there should be some documents or resources to support his need or her need. Another kind of student can proceed for the further higher education. For there may be GATE, CAT, MAT, JAM, etc. All we are talking about the in the context of our own college library. So these types of books should also be there, and this particular service or the particular area of the library is known as career corner. Next one is rare books. Rare, as it is rare, it is worthy. So in the library, if possible, there should be some rare book which are not easily accessible in the market. So this may be a good resources for any kind of library. And if you go to our college website, you can find under the library tab there are some rare books. We have digitized it, means simply we have scanned it and put on the website as a flip book. Next one is reading room. It is the most important and common services among all types of library, where user can read minutely or can access array of books or other resources of their own, can consult with the peer fellow, etc. And finally, the orientation program. A library, when provide information in any form, it may be a brochure form or booklet form or lecture method or video method, to inform its user about the services and the resources the library is providing to them, is known as orientation program or the orientation service. So these are some basic services a library should provide to its user. Now it comes to the resources. Firstly, uh, if we talking about the resources, there are three types of resources in any kind of library. One is books, another one is books or other documents. The second one is users, and third one is the library staff. And now we are talking about the information resources in a library. You know that information is processed data, and that is available after its embodiment in a form of books, journal, magazine, newspaper, etc. So let's have a look on the types of basic information resources available in the different types of library. First one is books. Books is most commonly available items and may be available in almost all types of libraries, and you are also acquainted with the type books, but you should know that according to UNESCO, United Nations Educational, Cultural, Scientific Organization, uh, a book should be which at least contains 49 pages. The second one is journals. Journal is a periodical, and it provides the latest information on a topic. There should be a periodicity, that means with a specific interval and another new issue of a journal will publish. Third one is newspapers. You know what the newspaper is. It carries the most current information. Next one is thesis. Thesis is the research output of generally MPhil or PhD scholars. Their research finding or the research observation has been published in a form of a thesis. We have already discussed about the manuscripts, and finally the e-resources. E-resources are all the resources we have discussed here in the form of a digital version. These are in a nutshell are called e-resources. We will discuss the e-resources in the latter section in a detailed way. Okay. That's all for today. We'll return soon with the next part of this video. Till then, good luck and keep watching.